Warning, this video contains spoilers for other videos. Go watch those and come back to this one. Or don't, you can do whatever you want. Batman's legacy is one that extends into the future. If you don't know, in the DC timeline, a Gotham teenager named Terry McGinnis dons the mantle of Batman with the help of an old Bruce Wayne. In my How I Designed the Batsuit video, I discussed a controversial take of mine. The new DCU Batman should use a modified version of the Batman Beyond logo. I said that in doing this, we would plant the seeds for a future we haven't seen yet. Well, now that those seeds are planted, let me show you exactly what they can grow into. Bringing Batman Beyond to live action is a massive challenge. You have to figure out how to translate a sleek, minimalist, cartoon future tech suit into reality, without it looking like a morph suit or Iron Man just painted black. So I'm going to be explaining how I designed the live action Batman Beyond suit as if I was hired by Warner Brothers. That includes explaining what I think they should do, why I made certain choices, and how we can make the future of Gotham feel real. With one of my suggestions being a super interesting adaptation of the character. Also, stick around to the end where I'll be showing actual drawings and renderings of the costume I designed. While the Beyond suit is much more simple than the Batsuit, it still has its intricacies. The first thing we have to address is the cowl. In my first script I wrote for this video, I had written this part with two directions the cowl could go in. One of them being a solution to include the mouth. I was calling this method the Venom method. In this method, I suggested using VFX similar to the Venom films to superimpose a mouth onto the Beyond suit. I felt this was a necessary topic to discuss as Terry is a talker, and his expressions are much more than just his eyes. His mouth and teeth play a big role too. I mean, just look at the range of expression we get from some of these shots in the show. But after trying to add the mouth in Photoshop to a model I had someone render for me, I just couldn't get it to work. I still say all this as it could be a very viable option with big movie budget and trained professionals. It's very possible that my Photoshop skills just suck. But from what I saw, I don't think it could work. So I'm going with my second option, which I'm calling the Red Hood method. If you don't know who that is, Red Hood is the anti-hero of the second Robin, Jason Todd, but comes after an incident with the Joker. However, Red Hood has just white eye showing as he wears a red helmet. That also never made sense to me. Why is he called Red Hood if he wears a helmet? But that's a video for another day. Since Red Hood is a part of the Bat family, it could make sense that Bruce took inspiration from his look when designing the Beyond suit. In addition, we've seen a full-face mask on Batman before in Batman 2004, when he donned the anti-freeze suit. And it looks awesome. We can then turn to Deadpool and Spider-Man for some live-action examples of full masks still conveying intense emotions through physical acting and VFX assistance. This method allows Terry to still be able to make the jokes, show the emotions, and banter the way we know and love, all while still looking menacing and not uncanny. In addition, I feel there needs to be a face shell underneath the mask to soften the features of the face. I don't want it to look like he pulled the sock over his head, but I also don't want it to completely flatten his face like Spider-Man. We still need some slight definition of his nose to keep it looking human. Last are the ears. In the show, the ear length constantly fluctuates depending on the animator. For live action, I'm locking them in at a medium length, long enough to look like a creature, but short enough to still be practical. Now for the main base layer of the suit. A common issue I see with people's suggested designs, cosplayers, and fan films is that they tend to go for a more armored, tactical version of Batman Beyond. I knew this was something I didn't want to go for as my original Batsuit design was also less tactical. When I was trying to figure out how to adapt the sleek, minimalist base layer for live action, I came up with the idea of it being nanotech. But I don't want the liquid metal look we see in Marvel movies. To stick as close to the source material as possible, I think an explanation for the use of nanotech can be something I'm calling smart weave. Basically, the nanobots link together to form a physical woven fiber structure. This does three things. First, it allows the suit to have a more futuristic feel, all while reducing the time to put it on. It would only make sense that the time to put on superhero suits would decrease in the future. Second, it gives a better explanation as to how the suit was able to fit Terry when he stole it, even though Bruce was much larger when he wore the Beyond suit. Rather than just glossing over it, it can be explained that the suit morphs to the user's body through the nanotech. Lastly, it allows for scenes like this one where Terry can take off the mask, hold it in his hand, and put it back on over his head. As for the texture of the suit, I don't want to go with something like a smooth morph suit. Instead, I was thinking it could look something similar to the black sections on the Spider-Man Far From Home suit, and similar to the Robin undersuit leotard I suggested in my last video. A high-tech, tactical weave that looks durable, all while being breathable and movable. As for the color of the suit, I wouldn't change anything. The base suit should be pitch black with the red logo and accents. Here's my thinking. In the show, the Neo-Gotham sky is purple. We're never given a reason why, but I always had a theory based on a different Epic How-To video I watched, how to stop global warming. I'll let them explain.
Now, what are scientists doing to stop all of this? Well, one idea is to spray sulfur particles into the atmosphere. The sulfur would block out sunlight, effectively cooling the planet, though this could have the side effect of changing the color of our sky permanently to a deep purple hue. I'm kind of for that. Purple is a majestic color.
Just like how I explained in my Batsuit video that navy blue makes more sense than black because the night sky is more blue than black, it would actually be the opposite here. Now with the decreased sunlight, especially at night, black would make more sense as a camouflage color. Going off of wanting to camouflage, it makes sense to make sure nothing is glowing on the suit. Some designs I've seen online have aspects like the eyes are simple glowing. I know a big thing for future science fiction is neon shining elements like Tron, but it just doesn't make sense on the Batsuit. The glow can come from the environment of Neo Gotham instead. And last but not least is size. In the show, it's known that Terry is much smaller than Bruce was when he was in the Batsuit. But that doesn't mean he has to be small. We also know that he was on his high school wrestling team before he got kicked out. So I would use slight muscle padding to highlight the shoulders and give him a more muscular look. Although I don't want him to be overly muscular. Think Spider-Man with broader shoulders. We then have to talk about the utility belt. The utility belt is an iconic part of the costume and helps break up the silhouette of the suit. It's known that the utility belt is integrated into the suit, and this would actually make sense going with the nanotech design. I would also keep the red circle on the front to act as a control hub for suit functions, like the cloaking device for invisibility. Then, along the belt are the cylindrical tubes. But rather than these holding gadgets, I would have them hold excess nanoparticles. Since the suit is nanotech, Terry can use these reserves to generate expendable items he won't get back, like batarangs or disc batarangs that form and eject from the top of his hands. In addition, being made of nanites, the belt can be adaptable. If he needs to carry something specific, like kryptonite, the nanites can shift and shape a pouch to hold it. I would then have all these actions be controlled by a neural link in the cowl that allows him to just think about it. If he needs a batarang or shape a belt pouch, he just thinks about it and the suit does it. The other details that make the suit are the wings and thrusters. For the wings, I'd use that same smart weave technology as the base layer. When he needs them, he just thinks about it and they deploy. I would think this happens by having the gauntlet blades retract and then extend out to form physical red glider wings. I want these to be flexible, almost like a bat's actual wing, rather than a rigid hang glider. And for the rocket boots, they should only appear when he needs them. Most of the time, the boots are sleek and silent for stealth, but when he needs to fly, the thrusters form from the nanotech on the soles and heels. This keeps the silhouette clean when he's on the ground and doesn't raise questions like, how are rocks not getting in the thrusters? Last but not least, of course, the symbol. In the spirit of not changing things too much, I'm going with the foundation built in the Batsuit video. I want the original Batman Beyond logo. The symbol should be integrated flush into the suit's weave. As for why it's bright red, I love to think after all his time designing gadgets and building cars and suits and such, Bruce still has to sit down and come up with logos. Do you think he soft launches new looks and logos? I wonder what that might look like.
No one moves a muscle! Gotham City will never forget this face.
Please, you don't have to do this.
Oh, but I do. I had no other choice. It was either this or theater school, and not a single school accepted me.
Justice. My greatest enemy yet. Seems I've met my match.
Really?
No. Kashwing, batarang.
If I'm going down, this whole place is going down with me.
Hell, what do you think of my logo?
Huh? Did you not just hear what I just said? If I'm going down, this whole...
Yeah, I see the bomb. What do you think of the logo?
It's cool, man.
No. Tell me what you really think.
I don't really like the orange. Looks like you spilled orange juice on your shirt. Maybe try red.
I had the exact same thought. I knew I should have gone with the red.
It's scarier for sure.
Because it'll look like blood. Oh my god, you totally get it.
Totally. And I really like the shape. Very iconic. Very Batman. Well, Bats. Looks like our time has come to an end.
I knew my logo was dope.
Aside from making the logo look cool and be menacing as it would stick out against the dark purple sky, it's also possible Bruce designed it to be a target. Having the spot where the logo is draw criminals' gunfire and be the most armored part of the suit. So, I had someone put together a 3D model of the Batman Beyond suit I'm suggesting. I think it looks sick. In the comments, let me know which version of the cowl you prefer, without the mouth or with it. And if you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one of mine. Give it a watch.